ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Good evening. Welcome to RTA News. Today is Wednesday, May 7, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wahid Sultani. Deputy Prime Minister for Administrative Affairs Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi and Minister of Housing and Urban Development Maulavi Hamdullah Nomoni have traveled to Pashto province. The delegation is about to inaugurate a residential town for returning refugees in Sharna, the provincial capital. This town is being constructed on 3,500 acres of land. Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi and Pakistan's Deputy Minister and Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar recently had a phone call to discuss bilateral relations, transit issue, and regional tensions, particularly between Pakistan and India. They agreed to release the transit goods of Afghan traders stranded at Karachi and Wagah ports and to work together to remove obstacles in the transit routes. Both sides highlighted the importance of high-level contacts and delegation visits to strengthen bilateral relations. Mohammad Zubair Wadan, the ambassador of the Islamic Emirate to Turkey, met with Dr. Naif bin Jassim Mohammed Al Abdul Jabbar, the acting ambassador of the Qatar Embassy in Turkey. The Embassy of the Islamic Emirate in Ankara stated that in addition to discussing the friendly bilateral relations between Afghanistan and Qatar, they also addressed several regional issues during the meeting. The Minister of Economy, Qaridin Mohammad Hanif, met with Muradif Al-Qashiti, Charge d'Affaires of the Qatar Embassy in Kabul, to discuss economic relations and refugee issues. Mr. Hanif highlighted Qatar's developing relations with Afghanistan and previous humanitarian aid for returnees affected by climate change. The Qatari Charge d'Affaires emphasized that addressing the challenges faced by returning refugees requires international and UN cooperation and assured support for emergency assistance to them. Higher Education Minister Sheikh Nida Mohammad Nadim held a meeting with Charles R. Sabka, the Deputy Director of Operations for the International Committee of the Red Cross, to discuss ongoing health cooperation with teaching hospitals. During the meeting, Mr. Nadim expressed appreciation for the organization's support in various areas, particularly for war victims and the health sector. He emphasized the importance of continuing this collaboration. Additionally, the Deputy Director of Operations shared information about committee's activities in Afghanistan. The Minister of Energy and Water met with China's ambassador to discuss the continuation and expansion of cooperation in water and energy projects, including the Baghdara hydroelectric dam in Kapisa province and a 20-megawatt solar power project in Bamyan province. The ministry requested support for an additional 10-megawatt and 5-megawatt solar projects in Eruzgan and Paktika province as well. The ambassador confirmed the preparations for the Bamyan project are complete and will be integrated soon, pledging increased Chinese cooperation in energy development in Afghanistan. The United Arab Emirates Special Representative met with the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation and the Deputy Minister of Railways of the Ministry of Public Works in separate meetings to discuss the development of bilateral cooperation and investment in various sectors, especially in transportation and new railway and aviation projects. Meanwhile, economic experts consider the United Arab Emirates cooperation in these areas important. Here is the full detailed story about this in this report.
UAE Special Envoy meets with Minister of Transport and Aviation, Mullah Hamidullah Khunzada. The spokesperson for the ministry said that during the meeting, both sides discussed investment in the private sector and attracting investment in this sector. The UAE Special Envoy assured that they will cooperate comprehensively in these areas.
In this meeting, discussions were held regarding transportation and aviation and issues related to transport vehicles. The conversation focused on investment opportunities and attracting capital in this sector. In addition to these topics, both sides pledged continued cooperation.
At the same time, the UAE Special Envoy and accompanying delegation also met with Maulavi Muhammad Ishaq Sahibzada, Deputy Minister of Railways of the Ministry of Public Works. According to the spokesperson for the ministry, the UAE Special Envoy assured that his country is committed to bilateral cooperation, especially in the railway sector, and will encourage Arab investors to invest in Afghanistan's railway sector.
Both parties also discussed implementing and expanding new railway projects in Afghanistan and continuing bilateral cooperation.
Economic experts consider the UAE's cooperation in these areas important.
Having proper relations with UAE can benefit both our economy and theirs. In the past, they have invested in several projects in Afghanistan, participated in humanitarian aid, and supported development initiatives. Therefore, this relationship could be mutually beneficial. As you mentioned, the delegation that arrived is focused on building railways and strengthening economic ties between the two countries. This is truly beneficial for Afghanistan, first, because of our need for the railway network, and second, because of the strategic position of the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is almost a central hub for trade and air transportation.
This comes at a time when the special representative and accompanying delegation of the United Arab Emirates have emphasized the development and continuation of bilateral cooperation in the economic and trade sectors in their meetings with officials of the Islamic Emirate.
The National Disaster Management Authority and the International Islamic Welfare Organization have cooperated. Mullah Nuruddin Turabi, the director of the National Disaster Management Authority, expressed gratitude to the organization for its assistance. He emphasized that in addition to supporting basic projects, assistance should also be extended to deserving families across various fields. It is worth mentioning that under this agreement, assistance will be distributed to poor families in a number of provinces. Minister of Mines and Petroleum Mullah Hidayatullah Badri held a meeting with Elizabeth Dili, Iranian ambassador to Kabul. The Ministry of Mines and Petroleum announced that the discussion focused on economic cooperation, the enhancement of bilateral relations, and investment opportunities in the mining sector. Additionally, the Iranian ambassador expressed his willingness to help increase the capacity of Afghan engineers working in this field. Construction has commenced on a water supply network in Daman district of Kandahar province with a budget exceeding 5.3 million Afghanis. According to the Ministry of Rural Rehabilitation and Development, once this network is completed, more than 100 local families will have access to safe drinking water. The Counter-Narcotics Management Department of the Ministry of Interior Affairs has arrested 4 individuals in the Kabul Bandar area of Chardara district in Kunduz province. They were caught with 92 kilograms of opium, which was expertly placed in a car as they attempted to smuggle and sell it. According to the officials, the suspects will be handed over to the judicial authorities after further investigations. That was all for tonight. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد